Have you ever just looked around and noticed how certain patterns seem to pop up everywhere? I mean, from the tiniest little cell to the biggest galaxy you can imagine. Well, today we're going to dive into a worldview that takes that very idea and runs with it. It's a journey that connects the cosmic, the human, and the home.
So, according to this way of thinking, it all begins right here, with a pattern, a single point of origin that blossoms into this incredibly intricate geometric shape. And this isn't just some cool piece of art, it's seen as a kind of visual code, the fundamental design for literally everything that exists. And what's wild is that this blueprint, well, it isn't hiding. You start to see echoes of it everywhere. The way a flower unfolds its petals seems to perfectly mirror the massive swirling patterns of the stars. It's like nature and the cosmos are speaking the same secret language. Okay, so if this universal pattern is for real, what's the big deal? What is it trying to tell us? What's the actual message for us, for humanity, in all this cosmic and natural architecture? All right, let's get into it. First up, the cosmic blueprint. This is all about what people often call sacred geometry, this idea that certain shapes and mathematical formulas are the actual building blocks of reality. Think of it like the universe has a language, and that language is made of symbols. This design, it feels ancient and futuristic at the same time, doesn't it? In this philosophy, these super complex, symmetrical forms are way more than just beautiful. They are the underlying structure of reality itself. They're the scaffolding the entire universe is built on. And these patterns have some really deep meaning. They aren't random or chaotic. They represent this profound sense of order, a harmony that connects every single thing. The idea here is that if you meditate on these forms, you can start to really feel how everything is interconnected. So, we've got this grand cosmic scale, but how does that connect to you and me, to our personal lives? Well, that brings us right to our second section, the journey within and finding the universe inside yourself. So we start again with this intricate, kind of impersonal blueprint of the cosmos. It's huge, it's beautiful, but it can also feel really far away from our day-to-day lives. So the central idea of this entire philosophy is to close that distance by showing that this exact same cosmic map is also found right inside you. This is that whole idea of as above, so below. The macrocosm, the giant universe, is perfectly reflected in the microcosm of you. The core belief is that the same divine geometry, that same stardust, that whole intricate pattern, it's right here inside every one of us. And listen, this isn't about you just being a tiny cog in some giant cosmic machine. The message is actually the exact opposite. Recognizing this inner universe is all about unlocking your own totally unique potential. It's a way of saying, hey, your light is one of a kind and absolutely irreplaceable. And really, the whole point of this inner journey is liberation. It's about breaking free from whatever holds you back, finding the courage to let that unique inner light just shine, and to create and be your most authentic self. But you might be wondering, is this all just some modern spiritual fad? Or are we tapping into something much, much older? That brings us to our third section, Echoes of the Ancients, and how this old wisdom is getting a fresh look. And this perfectly illustrates that connection. Ancient places like Stonehenge and the Pyramids of Giza, in this view, aren't just tourist spots. They're seen as these powerful, energetic centers, built with a deep understanding of cosmic alignment, and now they're inspiring a whole new generation. This image is really something else. Right over the Great Pyramid, you see the words, "The apocalypse is in your hands." Now, that sounds dramatic, right? But it might not mean what you think it means. So here's the key. The word apocalypse, in its original Greek, doesn't mean the end of the world. It actually means an unveiling, a lifting of the veil, a personal revelation. The message is that real change, the big unveiling, has to start inside each and every person. And this brings us to our final, and maybe the most important section of all, building a new world. Because look, it's one thing to have a cool philosophy, but it's a whole other thing to actually live it. I mean, seriously, can you take these really abstract ideas about sacred patterns and interchange and actually build a life, a community, a home around them? Well, for a growing number of people, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. And no, this is not a CGI render from a sci-fi movie. This is a real place, an eco-community designed from scratch to be in harmony with the earth and with each other. And if we get a little closer, you can really see how the philosophy gets put into action.
The buildings have this organic feel. The gardens are laid out in spirals, and everything is designed to make you feel connected not just to the cosmos, but to the actual soil right under your feet. And just like that, we've come full circle. The journey starts way out there with the vast, impersonal patterns of the universe. Then it zooms inward to a personal aha moment about that same pattern inside you. And finally, it moves back outward again to create a real, shared home that reflects all that harmony.
So, this leaves us with one last, kind of provocative question to chew on. If it's really true that the entire universe is mirrored inside of you, that you hold that very same creative blueprint, what will you choose to build with it?